here we are. We kind of were all sort of, I kind of think we all sort of knew this was coming. And ironically, I think it was only until we finally started to go, all right, I guess we're really getting a movie, that this happened. So just a couple thoughts. First of all, I'm going to guess that you are feeling very similar to me. For the last few months, I've kind of just been numb to this whole situation. I was struggling to even feel much of anything because I just sort of felt like that I didn't want to let myself get excited. And honestly, after the crushing experience back in February, even if I knew the film was coming out, first of all, it wouldn't have been the same experience. But I think even having had that experience, it was hard for me to personally to get that same level of excitement again. So yeah, I mean, so two, like I said, two basic ideas I just wanted to pitch. One is just the kind of irony. I mean, honestly, no one is really surprised by this except for the fact that, boy, they were working really, really hard to convince us, no, you're getting a film in November. I mean, just in this last week, we were bombarded. We got a new podcast. We got the new video by Billie Eilish. We got posters. We got a new soundtrack. I just saw the soundtrack listings today and got really excited by what I saw. One of them, I won't show a clip here because one of them I think it has a potential to be spoilerish. So if you're avoiding spoilers, I won't even mention it, but I'll just simply say if you did see it, you probably know what I'm talking about, and I got pretty excited by it. So yeah, I mean, talk about a Lucy and Charlie Brown situation. Talk about pulling out the football just as you kind of let yourself be convinced. I think this is actually happening.
This time I'm gonna kick that football clear to the moon!
In fact, just this morning, I was talking to Dave Zaritsky, and we were saying, it took us this long to kind of just go, I guess we're getting it. I mean, we kind of made the decision. Yeah, it's happening. We were still kind of kicking around the possibility. Do you think there's going to be a video on demand element? I mean, I know they really want to do a theatrical experience. I have a hunch that if I was sort of eavesdropping in the offices of Eon, that I'd be kind of struggling with the idea because the prestige of a theatrical release not being there, doing kind of video on demand thing. But that's where our heads were. We made the decision, but it's whatever they do, it's happening in November. So again, it's like they waited until we were finally convinced that we were getting a movie to do this. And I like I said, I'm not pointing fingers and I'm not saying it's the wrong decision. Let me be clear. In fact, I'll even talk more about that in a little bit. But again, it's just so strange to me that they put so much effort, new trailers, again, all the other stuff, posters, podcasts. When could they have possibly made this decision? Was it just today? Was it just in the last few hours? And by the way, as I'm recording this, I just saw word that they took President Trump to Walter Reed because he's got the COVID. Could that have been the straw that broke the camel's back? Maybe. But again, I have to imagine that this conversation has been going on over there for quite some time. And you'd think that somebody would say, well, let's just ease back on all the marketing because we're not positive yet. But they went full force. And the analogy I kept making is like if you're walking down the street and you're right about to step in a pothole and you don't want to twist your ankle, so you have like a split second to decide, do I try to catch my balance and pull back, or do I just sort of leap forward to leap across the pothole? And they were leaping forward. So now, again, we have a situation where all this marketing was done. Everything was in place. They did all these things. Now they're going to have to do it again in April. And right? I mean, literally, more rounds of trailers in April, more stuff, more attempts at marketing and ginning up excitement. I don't know. I just don't. I guess that's what's gonna happen, but I don't know. I'm starting to feel like even the most hardcore Bond fan is getting sick of No Time to Die, and it's not even here. Anyway, but okay, that's the down. Let me sort of talk about the up, and I'm gonna say something that might be a tiny bit controversial. Personally, I'm pretty happy with this. And I know people are going to be like, what are you talking about? What are you smoking? Look, honestly, when I say that I've sort of been numb to the whole thing for the last year, I'm not exaggerating. I mean, I literally, it's been a struggle to sort of hold that level of excitement. Months ago, it was like, do we just give Bond a break for a few months? Do we try to keep this going? As a content creator, we tried to up some of the output a little bit. And, you know, I spread out my videos a little bit, filled it with a couple ranking videos. So again, I was already sort of coping with the idea. Like, I don't even want to let myself get too excited. But the personal part of this is that, honestly, I was saying to myself, if it comes out in November with things still being the way they are, you're going to kind of go to the cinema wearing a mask, sitting far apart. I really don't even know what the movie theater situation is at this moment. If it is a video on demand situation, is that kind of lackluster? And, you know, we'd make the best of it. But honestly, I said to myself, but if we've waited this long. We waited 5 years for this movie. Now it's 6. It's officially 6 years, by the way. It's officially 6 years now between films for no good reason. No lawsuits, no nothing. 6 years. And when I say no good reason, COVID is a good reason. But again, had they taken care of this, that's one of the things that drives me nuts. If just one of those times when they pushed the date forward a couple of weeks, if they just didn't do that one time, I mean, there was multiple changes in the date. If just once, if it was still that Valentine's Day date, the movie would be over. We would have seen it. We would have gone. We would have had a blast. Scott and I would probably already be doing our revisited podcast. We'd all be watching the Blu-ray. We'd be kind of going back and doing more reviews about it. But anyway, again, I'll just say it. I'm breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief today, because I really feel like for the film to come out now, it would have to be anticlimactic at this point. And again, I have no clue if like I'm not even saying, oh well, if April, you know, maybe in April maybe things will be better. Maybe we'll get a full-blown premiere. It'll be like a celebration, the return of going out to the cinema. We're gonna get a full-blown red carpet treatment and everything, and we can travel again. And I don't even know if that's the case, and that's not really where my head is at this point. I haven't a clue. But I just think that if we let the dust settle on this whole thing, it'll be better for everyone. I think people will enjoy it. And again, I'm laughing at myself, because the irony is that, I mean, when February got canceled, I was crushed, and I said so. You know, I came right out, and I said I was just beside myself. I mean, and I had a full-blown European tour, 3 countries, 3 European cities, multiple premieres, parties, you know, visiting with Bond friends. It was going to be the Bond Mecca. So, yeah, I mean, and again, and I kind of thought I was stressing. Look, I can understand that this is probably the smart thing to do. I said from the get-go, I said, I know there were people who were pushing for this. A lot of people are upset with those people. I said, look, I gotta at least, you know, tip my hat to the guys who were the adults and said, let's not do this. But you can still make the right decision and still be disappointed. And I got a lot of flack, you know, like, you only care because this affects you personally, and you only care about a movie, you don't care about people. And I'm like, hey, look, whatever. I'm not going to rehash that. But here now, it's sort of done a 180, where I'm saying to myself, on a personal level this time, I'm a little more relieved that they are going to wait, because I just think it's going to be more fun, more exciting if the smoke has settled and we can relax, enjoy ourselves, go out afterwards, have drinks, parties, and do whatever. So that's it. I that's really all I have to say about this. I kind of feel like, ironically, no one is particularly surprised. I mean, it's kind of I mean, are you surprised by this? Did this really shock you? I think we're all just sort of like, again, well, we knew it was coming, so what did you build us up for? I mean, even months ago. I mean, I think even as recently as, or as far back as at least a month and a half, I had people telling me straight out, like they really seem like they're doing this. Do you think they're just setting us up for a big letdown? And I'm like, I don't know. Why would they? But again, you'd think they would have seen this coming at least just a few weeks ago. So why not hold back on the podcast? Why not hold back on posters and soundtracks until they're sure? I don't know. It's, look, hashtag fuck 2020. I'll just say it. This has been the year from hell, a god-awful year. Nothing positive comes out of this year as far as I can tell. I'm praying it gets better, but I think this is a year that people will never forget, because it was just the craziest year, and just chock full of awfulness. I'll leave it at that. Listen, guys, chin up. Don't take it too hard. Again, I do feel like, and this is just me talking, take it with a grain of salt, but I kind of feel like come April, we'll be glad that we kind of waited and had a better experience with the film, instead of trying to hodgepodge together a solution to get it out in November. So with that, I'm making peace with this. I'm totally zen with this whole thing at this point. Like I said, and again, I was kind of prepped for it anyway, but there you go. It's your good buddy Had a Section. Stay tough. We're gonna get through this. Oh, by the way, happy f***ing Global James Bond Day on Monday. But your good buddy Dave Zaritsky, he's got stuff. He always has things lined up. We're gonna do a full-blown Zoom chat. People are welcome. Please join for that. I know it's going to be a couple members of the Bond community there that you will not want to miss. And there you go. As always, we will make the best of things. So I will see you on Monday. Try to enjoy your weekend. Talk to you soon.